Welcome in, Bronco Nation. Today we're going to be watching some footage from our last App State game, kind of going over some keys to the game for Notre Dame as well going forward. And at the end, we're going to give some score predictions. And I'm going to bring in Ricky Tjongatjoe. He's a past player. He played defensive end for Boise State. We're going to get some feedback from him and some analysis on the film. Let's jump right in.
Okay, let's see on this one. Some crossing routes. That's great, man. I think the biggest thing that I really like about what I've seen so far is our offensive line getting some good knockoff during run plays and protection.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's really getting into Maddox on this.
Got to keep your quarterback clean.
Yeah, I think they're going to have a little more trouble against Notre Dame doing that, but
yeah, but that's up to Madsen also to get the ball out.
I don't know, man. A lot of people have been saying Notre Dame's offensive line isn't so hot this year, and I think as far as like in the trenches, I think it's going to be a lot of defenses, like our defense getting into their quarterback a little bit more, especially more than they're used to this year. And then vice versa, you know, I think our offensive line will do pretty good against their defensive line. So, I mean, theoretically, if we can win in the trenches, that makes a big difference. So,
I think that's the biggest indicator if we're going to have a good game, trenches. So, I'm excited. I think like I said in a previous podcast, like getting past Air Force, getting that chip, that badge of, okay, we beat Air Force now. I think we cut it loose. I'd love to see a little more pressure on the quarterback. But I think we got some pressure on him this last game. I just think we need to make sure we do that against Notre Dame. And I think we're going to be in a good position because our DBs, yeah, sometimes they are a little iffy, but also there are some playmakers too. They get an opportunity, they'll take it.
For sure.
So, yeah, we got to play to their strengths.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I was expecting them to get into the quarterback and put a little more pressure on him during this game versus App State. And we really just didn't see it as much as I was hoping. And like I said, I've been hearing that probably Notre Dame's offensive line is like their weak point on their offense. But from what I've been seeing from our defensive line this year, I mean, I'm sure we'll get in there and create some pressure. I'm just worried it won't be quite as much as we need. So,
yeah,
we'll see.
See what happens.
Nice job here. I think this is one of the...
Right here. Well, that's what we want.
Yep. Yeah, nice pressure there. That's what I like to see, the quarterback getting up off the ground.
Yep. That's what we need. Here you go. Look at this.
Beautiful screen.
You got 4 big dogs in front of you. I would have liked for him to read his blocks a little better. He had 4 O linemen in front of him.
Yeah. Pretty much runs into the first guy he can.
Yeah. It's like
one thing. Yeah. I was talking with some people online, just, you know, comment section talk, and one of the things that I was saying is, like, you know, last year Cutter, like, I wasn't a huge fan of Cutter, and I understand he was kind of playing it safe because we had Genty, so why not just use him? But, you know, he kept saying, like this really is not a very good screen team. And he just almost refused to do screen passes with the team. And, I mean, we have most of the same team this year, especially as far as offensive line is concerned. And, I mean, we're doing very well on screens this year. And I hold to the belief that I think Dirk Cutter just wasn't drawing up good screenplays for what our team could really work with. I think he was trying to do screens that didn't play to our advantages. Potter's been doing a great job with making screens effective in multiple ways. I mean, during I think it was the Air Force game when Riley was blowing off, you know, we saw him go out on a screen and get that 70-yard touchdown, you know, and he faked it to Riley, and then once the DBs, like, I think in the previous series, they were doing some fakes just very similar, but throwing it downfield for first. So they fake it to Riley. Riley gets out. They see it's not a run, and they all start to back up to cover those guys deep again. And then he just pops it to Riley, who's now wide open.
Mm.
And I think stuff like that, Parr's really good at almost using the psychology of the defense against them, you know, getting them into a habit of like, okay, they're doing this, and then they don't do that, you know? And I really like seeing that. But this is a
Yeah, I
great
think it.
example of like a screen that is a very just well-designed screen.
Yeah, I think like you're saying, maybe it was an identity thing with Cutter. Maybe he didn't feel like we're a screen team, but I think it also comes down to if you're able to block on a pass protection, it makes the screen more effective, right?
For
Because
sure.
I mean, our defensive lineman, you've been working a pass rush move and it's not getting through, and then when they call a screen, you actually get through. Now you're in your head of like, oh,
I'm gonna
I
go
got
hit this guy.
yeah, I got one. So that draws you in. But yeah, if you it really just depends on what you set up. But yeah, I like this screen. I really love it. I think the biggest thing I would say though is following the blocks on 85. I would have
Yeah, I would like to see him go outside a little more.
yeah. You got your big dogs. I would what is it, 76 or 75? Like, yeah, he got to get his ass in gear and get up there. But I would have hit behind him. That's my wedge right there. Because I got 75 and I got dude up top right there past the 50.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
taking
if he had gotten right through this little hole over here and gotten up screen a bit, um,
yeah. But
yeah,
maybe that's not the design they put together. And maybe that's not what they wanted. He got the first down, which is great, but
that's what you need.
right, maybe
And I
that's
think
not the coaching point they gave him.
Yeah, and I think Matoyer, he's the guy over here, 75 on the far right. He's kind of been the guy that's, I think, that probably one of the least experienced of the group, and kind of just finally starting to get his feet under him a little bit. I mean, he's just a little slow on coming off. If you know it's a screen, you know, once that guy's past you,
Yeah.
man, just get up there.
Yeah, he's
Everyone
looking
else is way up there, and he's kind of lagging.
yeah. It's also a big boy, man. He needs some time to
True.
get up to speed.
True.
So I mean he's out there right now. Yeah, maybe it's a little bit on the ball carrier as well. I mean, he did his job. No complaining from me. You got a good little gain on there.
We got trips on the left here. Once again, multiple receivers open. I love seeing that. You know, we got Ben Ford right up the middle, and then we've got the guy that the play looks like it was designed for, Sherrod.
Right.
And it's like the first couple games we saw them trying to run Sherrod up the middle, and it's just like he's not that type of back, you know. I love seeing him doing these screens, doing the motions, using him in these creative ways. I think he really excels as a receiving back. He's been doing just a phenomenal job like that. I haven't seen him drop one all year.
I think that's the best play to make because honestly, you only had one guy to beat for the first down. If you throw it to 82,
he's got a couple guys
yeah,
in front of him.
Yeah, he got 3 or 4 guys. That's going to be a lot harder to get to pick up that first.
For sure. Yeah, I really like that play. Like I said, I love seeing Sherrod in that position.
Awesome right there, play action. Got good coverage right here.
Ooh. What a catch, man. This was my standout catch of the game for me. He broke his nose on this play too, and he still held on to it.
Oh yeah, that was big, man.
And this guy he's a freshman too, a true freshman.
Yeah.
But like when you see it from this angle, watch this, man.
Yeah, he went up and got that and then held on to it, man.
Man, just glue on his hands on that one.
Yeah, you can't ask for more, man. That's all you need. Helmet came off, broke his nose and everything else. So what a guy.
Yeah.
What a stud.
And man, I am so excited to see him once he's a junior or senior. What kind of stuff he's pulling off, you know? If he's doing that as a freshman, it's like he's got a very high upside and he's fast as hell. I think he was like a track star, like all state or all national or something in track. He's a fast kid.
Absolutely. That's what we want. And he got good hands. right here, a little late, hesitating.
Great catch again by Marshall, but just a little out of bounds there. But like, phenomenal job jumping up and actually getting hands on it.
Yeah, that's the same thing we just talked about right here. He should have thrown it. It's not there, so now he's trying to extend the play to see if it's there. And then the throw he made was just like, I'm gonna throw it that I know that my guys can get to it, but if not, it's gonna go out of bounds. That's the biggest thing when you get to this red zone. You don't want to make a stupid play and play yourself out of scoring position.
Yeah.
So I think that was a good throw by Matson on the run.
Yeah, and I think the one thing that I saw in this play is you'll see right as he snaps the ball, Madsen is immediately looking right, and he really never looks left. And if we watch Sherrod, man, Sherrod was an easy conversion right here. He was just wide open, waiting for the ball. And I think if he had looked to the left and thrown it to Sherrod, we could have gotten that.
Absolutely.
He just is trying to force it in a little too much to these guys on the right.
Yeah, you got your two top guys right there. So
for sure. And I mean, you know, there's definitely a reason he's looking that way. But if he had popped out and just taken a quick glance to the left, I mean, we can see we got this guy and probably one more guy, I would assume, over on this side that's out of frame. And we've got both of them being blocked. So Sherrod is like easy 2-point conversion right there.
Yeah.
So that was really the big opportunity I saw in that play.
Yep.
What else we got going on? So
we're bringing a lot, and we dropping a few guys, getting to them.
Nice pressure. Oh, I would have loved to see that interception there, man. That was, I think, Jaden Virgin Morgan, and he's a defensive lineman, I believe. It's like to come down, or defensive end or something, but to come down with an interception on the line, like that looks good on stats.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that was we got some good pressure. We brought a lot of guys, and we dropped two D linemen and 2 linebackers. Oh, all the line.
Yeah, it's a very unique way that they dropped people back on this.
I think they blitzed all the linebackers.
It's interesting that we have, 4 guys on the line back up and get out, and we're still putting pressure and almost sacking him. Like that's great. Yeah.
It's confusing because we got 2 D linemen right there, and 3 D linemen and 1 linebacker dropping back. So that was a little bit of confusing the old lineman. Of
this guy in the middle is just like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah, I like that. That's getting a little bit creative and having some fun with the D lineman, man. I know that's a big dream of mine, is dropping back, getting a pick. So being able to have your coach say, yeah, go ahead, run that play and see what happens. And it worked out. Create some confusion, got a shot on the quarterback, almost got a pick. So that's the type of stuff I like to see. I think it's like a step in the right direction of having fun and attacking the offense instead of sitting back waiting to see how they're attacking us. So I love that.
Yeah, and I think the creativity goes a long way, especially like teams like Notre Dame. I mean, it's not that they don't see creativity like that, but those types of looks, I think, are a little less common in like the SEC schools and stuff. They're playing a little bit more like pro style football, and I don't know, that those little things really throw them off, as we've seen in Boise State history. So
yeah, that's our whole MO. We're trying to give you something you've never seen before to confuse you a little bit. So I like that. We're getting back to the Boise State style of football. That was a great move right there.
Yeah, that spin. Sherrod's really good. Like, once he gets in open space, he can make people miss. But he typically, like, when the line is closed in and, the D line is blocking gaps, he's just not that guy who can power through that. Like, Sire Gaines can kind of push through some gaps. He just doesn't really do that as well. But once he's out and got a little space, he's good at making people miss.
That's a great move right there. Inside the box, that's great. I like the little 2-step with a spin, just getting a little extra yard right there because it could have
Yeah.
been he could have got tackled there.
Look at that spiral, nice and clean.
That was a great throw. I like that. Getting in there. Yep. That was a freebie, huh? It was offside.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah, and when I first saw this, I was a little worried. I was like, this guy was pretty close for that throw, but really he was over and coming in a way where he wasn't really going to be able to make that play no matter what. So that was, I think, a tight read by Maddox, you know, seeing like, yeah, that guy's coming in, but he's behind them. He's not at the right angle, and he knew he could fit it in there.
Accurate. I like it. Good stuff.
I love the celebrations.
Yeah. Back when I was playing, we didn't like any celebration. Coach P was like, act like you've been there before.
Yeah. And I think to a point there's something to say for that. Like if you score a small TD or whatever, you don't necessarily need to be celebrating for 2 minutes, you know. But
yeah,
sometimes those celebrations do hype up the team and, you know, add that extra energy they need to keep them fighting. So
you need content for your social media platforms, right?
Yeah.
That's what you need. Get a little dance in. No, I like it. I feel like we just need to celebrate with each other, have a good time.
Yeah, I think keeping each other up is I think key.
Right.
So here's one of those picks where Bowen Phelps, man, he just reads this to a T, a nice film read. I think he saw this look. He's already moving over and just dials it in, man.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a film room interception right there. You saw that one. Also, the quarterback didn't look him off at all. He just stared at the receiver.
Yeah.
And I think if you're going to throw that, you should throw it a little earlier, right?
And I think Bowen Phelps, I think he's like I want to say a sophomore. I could be wrong on that. But I think he's a younger guy. So
yeah,
he's got a lot of room to grow too, and he's already looking good. He came down from DB, and I mean, we can see he's already got the pass coverage at linebacker under control. But you know, as he gets better and better at reading the runs and all of that, I think he's really going to grow into something special.
Absolutely, great play by him. Right there, good stuff.
I think they called this one a fumble.
I'm not sure, but that was a great play. It's a great heads-up play by the edge player right there. He's the quarterback player. He's forcing that in, and he realized, oh, they just let me go, so I'll go ahead and hit the quarterback. Easy money. Who was that? What number was that?
85, it looks like. 15.
15? Nice. Good play, 15.
That's oh man, we on our last video we saw he was the guy who got around him and then popped back and got the quarterback.
Yep.
The after kind of, you know, good mentality through the play, good effort.
The transfer portal, he just came in through transfer portal.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Good play.
Yeah, he's been stepping up. He's been doing good stuff.
Right here. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they called this a fumble, and we ended up turning it over on this. And I think it was just because the ball actually comes out right about there, and he just doesn't have really the forward motion. He ends up pushing the ball a little bit afterwards, so it kind of looks like he's throwing it. But he fumbled it really before his arm was moving forward, and they ended up calling it a fumble. So, I mean, game-changing play on... I mean, if we had something like that against Notre Dame, that would be, you know, a really big turning point. So
absolutely
good.
The one thing I like about what 15 did is it was impeccable technique. He came in with his left hand, put it around the quarterback, and then tomahawk down right here. Put his left hand around the quarterback to secure it.
Yep.
That's great stuff, man. I like to see it. Go. Let's see. Ooh. They got us on this one.
So let's see where this falls apart here. Let's slow it down a little bit.
Okay.
So that left side really is what starts to blow it up. He's the first guy I see come loose, and then the guy who makes the tackle is right here, it looks like.
Yeah, I don't think they did anything special. Did they slant or move or anything like that? No, I think,
Not really. I think it was just a good shed right here by this guy.
yeah,
I mean, he does a great job pushing the blocker off of him. And I think Maddox does a good job of trying to back up and get out of there. But because this guy also got past, he just backs up right into him, you know. He sees him coming.
Yeah,
He starts feeling that pressure and starting to kind of make a move, but he just runs right back up into that guy. Just had nowhere to go.
I don't think this was Maddox, huh? That was the backup quarterback.
Cut fourth? It might have been. Yeah, we're in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, there's not much a quarterback can do about this. Honestly, you're supposed to be
you're right.
looking into coverage. And then right here, everything kind of blows up. You see some white jerseys coming at you. You're like, oh, man. So he
That's some good experience for the young guy.
Man, yeah, I hope. Yeah, but that's really just offensive line. Like, yo, you guys need to block somebody, please.
Yeah, and I think at this point they were starting to sub in all their backups. So maybe that played into it.
Yeah, but also their defensive line is probably backups too. So say equal. We just gotta win those reps.
True.
Let's see it from this side.
This guy right here, just great.
Inside move, good hands. Yep. Came through. Yep.
I think Maddox probably would have started running this way. He kind of has a tendency to do that too.
Yeah. The only person that stayed in front of anybody was that left tackle to the left, 60 something. Everybody else got toasted.
Yeah.
Man, okay, let's see it. That's pretty get some more pressure on the quarterback right there.
Ooh.
Great heads up play, man.
This guy, he's a new person because I really haven't seen him play much. So he's definitely one of the backups they threw in there, but he might need to be getting some more time. I mean, he's playing tight, really tight coverage. And then that push off, like right about here, it doesn't even really look like he sees the ball coming, you know, but he's looking over his shoulder. And like, that's a great heads up play.
Oh yeah. That's great. I love to see it.
Smith. Yeah, Smith. I think he's a new guy. I haven't really seen him play much, but like I said, maybe he needs to.
Yeah. This is also scrap time. Who was the quarterback for them? Is that the starting guy?
I think so.
Yeah. But that's a great play, man. That's the way to get you in and get you some more reps right there.
Yeah, and honestly, I think the throw wasn't that bad. I think he does a really good job of kind of holding him up, slowing him down, and then making the play on the ball, you know?
Yep.
Because, I mean, if he wasn't playing as tight of coverage and wasn't as physical with him, that guy probably would have been in position to make the catch.
Yep. Great play.
Nope, backup. I think it's a backup QB.
Yeah. But that's it, man. You just got to win your reps. That's the right there. Coach is noticing that, okay, I got my guy in for however many plays, and he got a interception. They're noticing that. Very good play action. Rolling out. Yeah, that's an accurate throw right there. Like that.
Yeah, like I was saying, you know, last video and earlier, like I'm really impressed with Potter's ability to draw the defense where he needs them, just through motions and other things like this play action. I mean, I know it helps when we can run the ball. They're a lot more concerned with it, but he really just draws these guys away from the people that are going to be the targets on the play. He's just doing such a good job of getting the wide receivers into open space. We just didn't see that last year. I feel like anytime we passed, they were covered and just being tackled right away.
Absolutely. That's great play calling right there.
So I want to look at find that one with Marshall making the catch. This is something we saw a lot last year. And just against teams like Notre Dame, man, we just can't be having this. So this is something I'm hoping that the coaches, especially DeMario Warren, the cornerback coach, is really getting on him about going into Notre Dame. If we watch down here, his coverage is tight, but he just doesn't ever even look at the ball.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of hard to time that as well. I think my coaching point on this would be you got to get hands on this receiver. Right now,
right off the bat.
Yeah, right now this is like a walkthrough rep. Like they could rep this out in practice. I don't know how many times, because nobody put hands on him. It's like a practice rep. So
yeah, he needs to be a little more physical off the line,
because that's gonna mess up their timing, and you're gonna have him in a spot that you actually want him in instead of him just doing exactly what he wants to do. So, yeah, that would be my coaching point. But
I agree. I mean, if you look at the QB, man, he takes like one step and is already slinging it. And
right,
I think
if you put a hand,
go ahead. I think
I was hands on him right now, widen them out. Yeah, just widen them out a little bit and make it a little more difficult for him to do what he wants to do. I think it's just gonna change that throw a little bit.
Yeah,
and you're gonna be in a better position. But yeah, it's rough, man. That's a tough play to defend.
Yeah, I think being a little more physical off the line, it makes the right now, the quarterback's already seeing him going around and he's like, oh, I got this. And I think if he had been a little more physical right there, it would have made him question that throw just a hair. And it might be just enough to, to break it up.
Absolutely.
But once again, man, he needs to be, when his receiver's looking back and looks like he's preparing, it's like he needs to be either looking back as well to make a play on the ball, or like if you watch, he really doesn't get his hands up until the catch is like already being made. And like he needs to be jumping and, getting his hands in there.
Yeah, I think at this point, I don't think he could have stopped that play at all because he let the receiver do exactly what he wanted. And at that point, that's a hard play to make. You got to disrupt somehow, be out physical him. So yeah, putting their hands on that guy and not make it a walkthrough rep. Like the quarterback and the receiver probably throwing that ball exactly like that 100 times, even this season, because that's just a walkthrough rep. Like that's, hey, we're messing around before the game. Hey, line up over there. I'll throw you this fade. And it's exactly like that. There was no, our cornerback didn't.
He really didn't affect the play much.
Yeah. That was like a practice rep. Yeah.
Really, all he was the body that he needed to make sure he got the ball over.
Right. Exactly. Let's see this. This is pretty good protection right here. This throw over the top, number 6. That's great. I like to see it. My main thing with this one is, they recognize that it was a one-on-one situation, man coverage on one of your top receivers. So I like that, man. I feel like that's a dominant play and also shows, hey, we're willing to play our type of football. We got our best guy on your guy, and we're gonna make it happen. So yeah, they motioned out. I think it was the tight end,
wide receiver
down
or tight
receiver. Yeah, they motioned him out. Then they recognized there was a man coverage that have a safety over top, and then they just said, hey, we got a guy. We're gonna throw it to him.
Yeah, and they've been saying all year that basically Marshall can't be blocked one-on-one, like if it's a one-on-one situation, Marshall's going to win it. And I think as soon as Maddox saw it was a man situation, through that motion. He backs up, gives a quick look to make sure, nothing's changing, but then he just looks straight at Marshall and just slings it. I think he knew right where he was going. And Marshall, man, he needs to be making more plays like this. I know he had that one wide open dropped catch on this game, and that was really his one not so great play. But other than that, he's made multiple great catches, jumping catches like this. And we really need a guy where we can throw up a 50-50 ball and the guy can come down with it and can make it, an 80-20 ball. And Marshall, I think, can be that guy.
Absolutely.
He just needs to be consistent with it. But like that type of catch, it's great. We need more and more of that. And I'm hoping we see one or two of those types of catches against Notre Dame, because they're going to be playing tight coverage. They have some great DBs, and we're going to need that type of stuff to come down with those catches.
Absolutely.
Nice little push off.
Yep. You want the opposing team to be worried about putting your guy on an island with one of our receivers. So yeah, that's great. We love to see that. We need to see more of that. I think this one's a good play too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Great cut up. Go ahead.
Like I was saying before, man, he's just. I'm so impressed with how Potter's been growing throughout the year, even just a few games in. And I love like plays like this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys that could have been thrown to, and probably made the catch. Yeah, some of them are in tighter coverage than others, but I mean, it's drawn up in a way where they've got the space, and it's really just who does Maddox feel is the most comfortable for him to throw to? Who does he have the most time to hit or whatever? But it allows Maddox to make the reads and have multiple options. I think it's a little bit more difficult to complete these really key situation passes when you only have one guy open. And maybe when you snap the ball and you come back, you don't immediately look at that guy. By the time you do, it's too late or whatever, And by having 3 or 4 guys open, it just gives you so many options.
Right. I think it's just stressing the defense, just stressing them enough for you to make a play. I feel like that's what they did on that last one. The routes really just allowed for a lot of people to be open, and that's what you want.
Now this is one. This is the one we were talking about a little bit before, where just a wide open pass, and there's 2 opportunities that we were talking about. The first that I saw is I feel like this guy could have probably blown this play up. I think you mentioned he was kind of on quarterback duty, right? So coming in, he doesn't really have the angle for the running back because he's just in case the quarterback keeps it, he's on him, which I totally understand that. But I do think he could have not gone upfield quite as bit, starting right here and cut directly in, and had a chance to blow that up a little bit more. That's really the one guy in the backfield that I see that even had a chance to block that play. Other than that, it was just great run blocking, All of these guys are completely taken out of the play. They just don't have a shot. So it's really up to that guy.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is number 5, since he doesn't have a linebacker behind him, he's a quarterback player. So I would have liked him for to step upfield, but step towards the tight end that's blocking to close that gap off, and then look at the quarterback. Then he'll still be in a position to even affect that run.
Yeah. Just cut in right here.
Yeah, he should be coming down the line of scrimmage, keeping his eye on the quarterback. And once he realized the ball is not there, then not in the quarterback's hand, then he can make a play on the running back. But also, like you said, the offensive line, I think, blocked this really good.
Yeah, they did a great job.
We had a blitz come through that didn't really hit anywhere. I mean, he's in his gap. It's just number 5 coming upfield. But that might be the way they drew it up.
For sure.
I just know that he's the quarterback player. From what I'm looking at, he's the quarterback player, so that's his responsibility. I just think his footwork wasn't where it needed to be. If it was, then I think he might have been able to save that play.
Yeah, and I think he was expecting a block right here and probably trying to get around it. But
right, but I think it comes down to eye discipline right now because
Mhm.
if he's looking in the backfield, right now he's looking in the backfield while he should be looking at the tight end and putting hands on the tight end and squeezing it down, looking at the quarterback.
Yeah.
Instead, he's looking at the quarterback the whole entire time. So he
Yeah, and
might
to
be
your
thinking,
point, it's like
go ahead.
if he had closed in this gap a little bit, I mean, if you can accomplish 2 goals, instead of just 1 with the play, I mean, do it every time because that's gonna make a big difference. And I think instead of just closing in the quarterback, if he could have come in a little tighter right here and closed off this gap as well as pursuing the quarterback, I mean, you're doing 2 things at once, you know?
Yeah, that would have been that would be the play that he had to make because then he could play inside out on the running back, and then it would have forced the running back instead of going straight upfield, he would have had to go outside towards the line, out of bounds
Mhm.
to the sideline, which that's a better angle for everybody to rally to him than him just hitting it straight downfield.
Yeah, and the only other thought I'm having on this is I'm almost wondering if he didn't come in towards the running back because if it was a play action, the running back most likely is going to turn into a blocker, right? So I'm almost wondering if he was taking it wide so that if the running back turns into a blocker right here, he's already on the outside of him. Um, I wonder if he was
Maybe.
kind of thinking that at first too.
Yeah, but as a defensive lineman, you should be able to keep your outside arm free and play that, that outside contain. I think it's just eye discipline. Right here, he's looking in the backfield
True. Yeah. Right at the
instead
quarterback.
of instead of him looking at the blocker that's in front of him and realizing, hey, if I step with him and put hands on him and then play quarterback, then I can make that play.
Yeah. And then the other thing that I was seeing is I feel like this safety really pulls himself completely out of the play. He starts bolting over to the left, and I just feel like it's a little unneeded. I'm assuming that there's a zone over there he's trying to get to, but it's like we've got 2 receivers over here, 2 cornerbacks, and a safety. So I really don't feel like we need more than 3 guys on 2.
Right.
And I wish he would have stayed more centered at least, or covered this area instead of crashing to the left. Because as soon as he does that, he's completely out of the play. I mean,
Yeah,
he just
that
doesn't
doesn't
really have a
help the
shot of beating
situation at
guys.
all. Yeah, you should have slow played it. He has another safety next to him. I don't know what the idea was for him to cross that far. I don't think that's part of the play. But you're right. I think that's a big reason why it's such a big game because it could have been a shorter game if he would have stayed where he's at.
Yeah, I think those 2 things are really what made this play so successful for App State, where we lacked, in stopping that. And I
Absolutely.
think, I mean, going into Notre Dame, man, they have 2 just killer running backs. Jordan Love's really stepping up. He's starting to become just a standout running back, and then their other one is amazing as well. And I think stuff like this, these little details, and maintaining, blocking those little gaps where we can, keeping ourselves in the play, like the safety, like those types of things are going to be just so key going into this Notre Dame game. Um, I think
Absolutely.
those will be difference makers. And I think if we do end up losing this game, that's where we're going to lose it. You know, is letting up those things, not hitting our not blocking the gaps and not making the tackles essentially.
Yeah. I hear you on that. I think our biggest thing is our physicality in the trenches. If we can dominate on the line of scrimmage, I think that's going to be a big indicator. And then, yeah, just playing perfect football, doing our job, being in the right spot at the right time. That's like half the struggle. I mean, there we have guys that can make exceptional plays, but we don't necessarily need anybody to make an exceptional play, but only on a few plays, right? If we do our job 99% of the time and
Just contain.
be in a just be in the right spot and do your job, then that's gonna work out for us. And then we got some guys that can make some great plays, get some interceptions, great catches like we saw Marshall do. That's gonna get us there.
For sure. Yeah, I think this game is going to come down to the details. Um just one little mistake here or there is going to be big turning points in this game. Because I don't know. I think a team like Notre Dame, they're not going to make very many mistakes. They'll make a few here and there, but when they do, we got to capitalize. If we're making a mistake at that same time, it's a wasted opportunity. And every wasted opportunity is putting us behind in the game,
Absolutely.
So I think everybody just needs to be very determined. I was talking with somebody and basically saying, like Danielson was essentially saying we need to bring our, we need everybody's best, but their best is enough. And I think that's true. I think if throughout the year, we've seen the running back step up. We've seen the line step up. In this game, we saw the DBs step up. We've seen everybody do what they need to do. Now we just need to do it all at the same time. If everybody's performing at their top, we'll be able to pull it out, but it's going to require that.
Yeah, I think that's sometimes the idea that a lot of, we need people to make exceptional plays all the time. That's not how football works. Football works if everybody does their job.
Yep.
The scheme is the scheme. It works because everybody does their job. And if they don't, if we have somebody lacking in that area, yeah, that's when we start getting in trouble. If we can't make the block or we're not making the right read, it makes it a lot harder.
Yeah, and I mean, especially on defense, it's like their running backs are so good, and their quarterback is great as well. Even though he's young, he's playing at a very high level, and I think between that, it's like, man, that one guy that's not doing his job, they're gonna pick that apart. They're gonna see it and they're gonna capitalize on it. So we just need to minimize that as much as we possibly can. Yeah, I think that's gonna be key.
I'm excited about the game. I wish I was gonna go to the game. That'd be great. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I wish I could go too, man. That would be just a very fun game to be at. I think it's gonna be so hype. It's gonna be loud. It's just gonna be fun. So I'm jealous of all the guys that are going for sure. But yeah, I think this game is gonna be one of probably the most exciting game of the year. I mean, it's Notre Dame, and I think I'm not too worried about our kids being overwhelmed by the environment. I think they do. I mean, Boise gets pretty loud too, not like Notre Dame necessarily, but I think they do a good job of preparing for this type of stuff, and I think the kids are gonna really like playing in a big situation like that. A lot of our kids enjoy that environment, I think. It's really like we were talking about, those little mistakes here and there, Maddox throwing behind a guy on a crucial down, some DB just playing 3 yards off the side of the receiver like we saw in a couple of the past games instead of tight coverage like we've seen in this game. Just little stuff like that is going to make a world of difference in this game. They'll really capitalize on it. I mean, a play like that with App State that we were able to stop and stop them from scoring a touchdown right at the end, that's probably not going to happen with backs like Jordan Love. He's going to end up taking that to the house. So we just can't let it happen. And I mean, it's going to happen. Every good team is going to make their plays and get their yards, but we need to minimize it as much as possible. And from what I understand, their offensive line is their weakness on their offense, and I'm hoping we can exploit that, get our guys into the backfield, and put a little pressure that this freshman quarterback really hasn't seen this year. From what I understand, a lot of the other teams that they played really haven't brought pressure like Boise State does. Like, we schematically blitz, quite hard, and especially like if we look at last year, like we were bringing lots of guys, and I think putting a little pressure on him is going to get him out of his comfort zone, make him make a couple mistakes, which we can capitalize on. So I think that's our biggest opportunity on offense, on defense. And I think the rest of the defense just needs to, like you're saying, do their job. They need to make sure the DBs are playing tight. The linebackers are closing all the gaps. Everybody just does their job. And if the offensive or the defensive line can put some pressure on the quarterback, that's going to be how we win on the defensive end. And then I think on the offensive end, it's going to be making sure we can start with the run. If we can start getting some good gains off the bat, that's going to make them respect the run and open up our passing game a lot. Statistically, Maddox does so much better in play action than he does in drop back. Like, I think twice as well. Like, it's like, 60% effectiveness versus like 80 or 90% effectiveness. It's a really big difference. And so the run game is going to be key.
Absolutely.
And then I hope some of this creativity we're talking about with Potter, using motions to free up the receivers, getting them in open space, kind of pulling the defense where he wants them to be, that's going to be also key in this game. I think if we can do those couple things really effectively, it puts us in a really great position. And I liked seeing, I know we didn't show it, but I liked seeing the kicker, Boomer. He made a nice 40-yard field goal. And I think that gives him a little bit of confidence going into Notre Dame, where we're going to need that. We're going to need him to make, probably a handful of different kicks, I would think. With games like this, like we saw with Oregon last year, man, even just one missed kick can make or break winning the game. And so
I think you hit it right on the head. I think the special teams is going to be a big part of this game, being able to score field goals when we need to. But also, I'm excited because, man, we're a playoff team, right? So we went to the playoffs last year. That was a big stage for us. We have guys with experience in that big stage, and hopefully that counts towards something. We have some guys with some confidence going in there. I think the biggest thing comes down to our lines being physical. If we can impose our will, we're going to have a great game. Get some protection for Maddox so he can throw the ball. We can run the ball. I think that's all important to us. And then us getting some hits on the quarterback. I think it's going to be very crucial, especially because he is a younger guy. I mean, he's talented, but we force him into some mistakes. I think we can capitalize on that. Other than that, I think it just comes down to, hey, we got to just continue to grow. I'm not too worried about winning or losing this game. I think it's a good opportunity for us to gain confidence. But at the end of the day, I know from playing at Boise State, our goal is to win a Mountain West championship. So if we can come out and get better, gain confidence, take that into Mountain West play, I think we still have everything we want to do and still make it to the playoffs, right? That's the automatic berth, winning the Mountain West championship.
Yeah, man, I think this game is so crucial for any kind of playoff hopes. I think for both teams, if Notre Dame loses this game, they're out of the playoffs, because they're already ranked like 21st, which I think they deserve to be probably higher than that. I think their first couple games were a little sketchy, just like us, and they found their footing just as we have. And I think for both teams, it's like whoever loses this game is really losing their playoff chance. But if we can come out with a win, it puts us right back in it. This is going to be, if we win this game, it's going to be probably the biggest win of any Power 5 team. And so it looks really good going into that. And my hope for if we were to make the playoffs, I think what the trajectory looks like is us winning this game, even if by 1 point. If we can come out with a win, that slingshots us up a little bit. And then from there, really, our schedule is fairly easy. We have a couple teams like UNLV that might pose a little bit of a challenge. But overall, I think most of them aren't too much trouble. And if we can continue to play like we've been playing, where we're beating people 50-30 or, something like that, and then with a win over Notre Dame, like, it's hard not to argue for Boise State to be in the championship at that point. I mean, I think that's really what the route would look like if we're going to make it. But if we lose this game, I mean, even if we continue to blow out everyone else, I think everybody that is voting for the championship berths are going to point to this game and say, yeah, they look good against all these, Power 5 teams, but the one time that they played a big Power 4 team, they weren't able to get it done. what makes us think that they're going to get it done against other Power 4 teams that are rated even higher than that one? And I think that's going to be a big arguing point against Boise. So this game's going to be crucial.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm excited for it, man. This is going to be, I think, the game I'm probably most hyped about for the whole year. I've been looking forward to it for a while. I don't think they've released the Boise State uniforms yet, but I'm really curious. Notre Dame's wearing all green.
Saw it.
You did see it?
It's all white. Yeah.
Oh man, I was hoping they would go all blue, because I like Notre Dame all green and then us all blue. I think would be such a cool color combo. And they were all kind of giving shade like, oh, all green on a green field, that should be illegal. Like everybody kind of says about Boise State. And I think it would have been hilarious to come out in the all blue just to kind of like pound that point a little bit and just like, I don't know. I think it would have been fun. But
all blue would be sick. I would love that. I know that there's probably not, because it's not a conference game. I know in conference games you get fined for having home like colors.
Solid colors.
Yeah, on away games. But yeah, since it's not a conference game, I think it would have been a great opportunity to do so.
I just love, like, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of white uniforms. I love the solid colors versus solid colors look. I just think it looks so slick. I love watching games like that. So I was hoping, but are they wearing the white pants or are they going with the blue?
Yeah, white pants. White on white.
Pants. Do they have a grass field?
Yeah, I think it is.
Man, that equipment guy's not going to be happy. I hear they were saying he doesn't like grass stains on those white pants.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I don't know. They got some stuff to clean it, I guess.
We'll put in an extra week of work to get them out.
Just might have to wash it twice, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. Do you know what time the game starts?
I think it's a little bit earlier. I want to say, I can check real quick. I want to say it was like 1:30, but.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited to see how we do.
Yeah, 1:30 p.m. it shows.
Okay.
It's going to be on FBS 1. It's going to be a good game, man. I am looking forward to it. I really hope we come out strong. If we can get a quarterback sack early, put that guy on the ground and make him kind of start questioning things right out the bat, I think that's a good starting point for us. And then the other thing I hope to see is just a nice solid run right off the bat. If we can get like a 20-yard run or something, break it out wide, I think that's going to make them immediately start to play a little more to the run, and then we can really capitalize on that. We've been doing such a good job with getting our receivers open with those different creative options, so I think that's going to be another big key to really making it work. But
I think we're beating Notre Dame 36-24.
36-24. I was curious if we're going to see a higher scoring game, because we both kind of have, I feel like our defenses are kind of the weak point on both teams. So there's a part of me that thinks it's going to be a little bit higher scoring, like a 31-28 type situation. But I think I was going for like 28-24 is I think what I settled on. I think it's going to end up being a little bit more of a dogfight than what we all expect. But I don't know, man. We'll see. Either that or we might just see super high scoring. That Oregon game last year, man, with all those deep passes and stuff, that was fun to watch. So I wouldn't mind something like that.
Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see defense play well, but I think it's going to be 36-24.
All right. Well, I hope so too, man. If we can beat them 36-24, that's a good look.
Yeah.
You were pretty close last time. I think last time you only missed it by like 1 point or something. You were pretty on it. So
yeah, I think. Well, hopefully I got it right this time too.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Well, all of you viewers, throw your comments down. Let us know what your score predictions are. Any keys to the game that you guys are seeing or thinking about. We'd love to hear from you. Ricky, I want to thank you for coming on, man. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. And
absolutely.
I'll see you, probably be talking to you during the game and hopefully talking to the rest of you too. So.
Absolutely, man. I had a good time, man. You have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. All right. Go Broncos.
Go Broncos.